Hey, what's going on, Instagram world? Very first IG Live. Just did a Facebook Live, and if I knew how to double up that video, I mean, I could save it over, but it was for Facebook people, and I'm using more Facebook terms, but here we are on IG, and I gotta get y'all the same message. So, here's what we got today, okay? If I knew how to, I'll have to look back in about adding in a like header title. But what I added in on Facebook was the number one mistake that baseball players are making. Softball players, y'all are probably doing the same shit too. It's okay. Is not knowing. It's kind of a dual conversation really. But all right, so I'm in here at TPA, right, where I train, my athletes come and work with me. Awesome facility here in Grapevine, Texas. Probably the best baseball, softball training facility in the area. I mean, we got 10 cages, super nice facility. We got Rhapsody in here. I mean, there's so many badass instructors and coaches in here. Pitching machines. We have an MLB clay mound, which is awesome. Not many. I mean, I haven't heard of a place that's got an actual clay mound inside versus just a random, like one of these portable mounds over here, right? It's a clay mound, dirt, real shit. So today's topic, we are going into, I'm about to prop this up like I did on Facebook, is I see these kids come in here every day, okay? There's the Texas Sticks is the organization that trains in here, rents out the facility from time to time. So a lot of those kids come in, right? We get a lot of youth athletes, these 10, 12, 14-year-old kids up, you know, when we get high school, pro guys in here all the time too, right? So it's not just them. But the younger kids don't know it as much, which is this. They'll come in, and this is what they do before a lesson, before their own practice, whether they're with their dad, their mom, coming in and just getting dropped off and going in to hit with some friends, whatever it is. This is what it looks like right here. I mean, first swing of the day. Like, no warm-up. Like, this is what the warm-up might look like. Get a few of these, do a little toe touch, I'll stretch a little bit. Oh, man, I'm feeling good. All right. Whack! Just coming in and taking game-ready swings right out of the gate. What are you doing? Oh, wait, they're doing what everybody else is doing around them, okay? They're being mindless drones. They don't think about it. Monkey see, monkey do. Oh, over there, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing he's doing. Nope. Woo-wee. I could not even ramble. I could get deep and heated about this conversation for a while. Well, this is what we're gonna talk about. Think about this, okay? You're a pitcher, right? It's game day. You got the ball, okay? Go out to the mound the first inning. No warm up. All you're gonna do, I'm gonna give you the ball, and you're just gonna first pitch. Let's go. You gotta be ready. No, coach, I gotta go through a warm up. Oh, okay. You gotta get your body warmed up. Hitters are worse about this than pitchers are. A lot of pitchers take the time to throw because obviously this has to get loose and ready a lot more than this motion does because it's very arm dominant, and this is obviously the rest of the body. Again, pitchers use their whole body. It's not, I'm just saying, pitchers you're never going to see a pitcher just come up, no warm up, go straight to the mound, very first inning, and start throwing. He's going to get hurt like that, okay? He's not going to have a long career. He's going to start off slow as hell. He's not going to have a groove. He's not going to find his arm slot. His pitches aren't going to be there. He's not going to be dialed in. None of that. Why do hitters come in and do the exact opposite of that? Come in and just, let me start hitting. I put the tee up there. Oh, man. Woo! Yard, first pitch. What's up? No. This is what you need to do. First, get your heart rate up. Even if you just do a jog down and back a few times, maybe some side shuffles, right? Some skips, different things. Get the heart rate up, get the blood flowing throughout the body. Secondly, go through a dynamic warm-up. We're talking like lunges, rotations, you know, some push-ups, different things that's going to get the muscles activated that you're going to be using for that day. These 8, 9, 10, 12-year-old kids, they need to be doing this every single day, and this really goes to the parents. Okay, this is a deeper conversation for the parents on Facebook, because that's the audience that's really on Facebook. Instagram is probably more of these high school kids, college guys. We're gonna get some parents on Instagram, right? Some of the younger ones, but for the most part, they're on Facebook. So parents are gonna have to educate this. I try to educate my athletes on this and teach them this is how things need to go. This is what you need to do to get yourself ready before practice, before a lesson, before your own training, right? If you go, like, I used to go with my buddy Tyson Kendrick. We had a indoor batting cage. It was like 2 cages in a Morton building. We're a small town. We don't have a big facility like this to go to. But let's say you're just coming in here by yourself to get some reps in, get some work in. Even some of these high school and college kids, I see them do this same shit, and it pisses me off because they're not truly training like they need to be training. If you want to, everybody wants to be like the pro athletes, right? Everybody wants to be the next Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, Nolan Ryan, whoever it was professionally, right? They operate on a completely different level. They know their body. They know how to get themselves prepped for practice, for training, all that stuff. They know all the things they need to get done in a day to make themselves ready for the game, to get themselves ready for practice, for a lesson that they're going to have, for their workout, whatever it is. They know what they need to do. They don't just show up and do what everybody else does. Okay? I'm not preaching from the fact that I was Mr. Perfect and I did all this shit when I was in high school and in college. In college, I came out better prepared, but in high school, I wasn't as prepared. I didn't know it as well. I just did what everybody else did. But that's the thing in today's day and age, today's society. Woo, there is so much information out there, it is ridiculous. Google will find you every answer you want. Okay, when I was 17, that's when I got my very first phone. It was a flip phone. Okay, it didn't have internet on it. I could make calls, and that was literally it. I didn't even have text on there. We had to buy text. It was like a 200, a 500, 1,000, and unlimited. It was like how the texts were working. Now these like 10-year-old kids have cell phones with unlimited data, iPhones to the max, all this stuff. And what do? They mess around on Snapchat, check out some YouTube videos, this and that. How much of it are you looking into? And look, just because y'all aren't 10 or 12 doesn't mean these high school and college kids aren't doing the same bullshit, okay? So, look up warm-up routines. Look up nutrition plans. Look up strength training programs. Look up any question you have an answer to on Google, you're gonna find out. Okay, but I'm here to tell you this is what you need to do. So, go through your dynamic warm-up, get your heart rate up. Hitters, this is what you gotta do. You've gotta work inside, middle, away pitches, off the tee, right? Tee work's always great to start off with. I recommend you start off with dry swings and really getting the feel of every pitch. Imagine the contact happening for that inside pitch. Take your dry swings and work on that inside pitch. Go maybe 15, 20 pitches there, visualizing that pitcher, boom. Feel myself driving that ball back up the middle. 10, 20 of those, 30, 40, whatever. Obviously, I'm working opposite field over there, okay? 50% effort, that was not hard at all, okay? Body control is so important that these pro guys can do it all the time, all right? When I was coming back from my Tommy John surgery, I had to go through my throwing program and then bullpens, right? And it was like 45 feet for 2 days, like 15 throws, right? And if you're at 45 feet, you're lobbing the ball there. You're barely throwing it, okay? That's not that far away. Then it's 60, then it's 90, then it's 120, and then maybe you'll start getting to the bullpens. The very first day of bullpens was like 15 pitches at 50%. I'm talking, I was like this. I mean, that's literally what I felt like. It was so slow. I didn't know how to do that because I've never done that. It was so weird, right? Who can do that? That's why it's so important for you to be able to go at 50%. then 55%, then 60%, then 65, then 70. The best pitchers in the game have 3 different speeds for every pitch that they have, okay? Their fastball, they can throw it at 3 different speeds. Their blow it by you, their bottom, let's get it over for a strike, and then there's like a 4th, if you want to talk like a BP, just dump it over, get it in there. And then there's kind of like their usual speed, which is in the middle, okay? Hitters need to be able to do the same thing. You've got to be able to have bat control to just place that ball, that inside pitch, whether you're doing front toss, whether you're doing tee work, whether you're doing BP, you got somebody throwing to you, or it's at practice, you're working on that inside pitch and you're just, boom, placing it. And you're just placing that ball, having the bat control to put it right over the second baseman's head, to put it down the line over the first baseman's head, to put it in that right center gap. Wherever that ball is, whatever pitch you're working on, middle, away, same shit. Okay? You've got to have that 50% effort. Boom. Barreling up the baseball. Okay? So that's why I always recommend starting with, after the dynamic warm-up, the heart rate, dry swings. Okay? Inside, middle, away. Tee work. Inside, middle, away, up, down. Okay? For all of those pitches. You talk about those 3. Okay? Let's talk about that for a second. In, up, and down. Let's say you just hit 15 pitches there, that's 30. Okay, we're going to do the same for middle. 60, 90. On just the dry swings before we've gotten to the tee, you've taken almost 100 swings before you've gotten to the tee. That is a hell of a lot different. 100 dry swings before you've gotten to the tee. What do most of these kids come in and do? What did I show you? This first pitch. Hacking away, right away, game time, let's go. No, you just took 100 swings after doing a warm-up. How much time did that really take you? 10 minutes max on the warm-up to get your heart rate and your blood flowing and get some of these muscles fired up. Then maybe another 5 to 10 minutes of the dry swings, okay? You've got 60 seconds in a minute. This is really getting technical and breaking it down, but if you want to take ownership of your shit, which is what this message, this live is all about, is taking ownership of your training and of your lessons and of your practices and your workouts and all this stuff, your athletic career, pulling my own weight, taking ownership of this is so important, to not be just a mindless drone and show up and start hitting, okay? How long is it going to take you to get 100 dry swings in? 100, if it takes 1,001, 1,002 at 50%, okay, that's a 2-second swing. Maybe I take 5 seconds to get loaded up. So let's say not even 10 seconds to take 1 swing. All right, let's say 10 seconds to take 2 swings. Okay, 10 seconds to take 2 swings. So, how long is that going to take you? 10 seconds for 2 swings, divided by 100, right? Start thinking about this math in there. I'm better when I write this kind of stuff out because I don't want to get inaccurate. But let's say it takes you 5-10 minutes, not even that, okay? That isn't that long. But if you show up, let's say practice at 3 o'clock, and you show up at 2:58, you're not going to be able to get that shit in. So if you've got a lesson with me at 3 o'clock, and all of a sudden I've got to take you through a warm-up, and then I've got to take you through the warm-up of your swings or your pitching mechanics, how much time did that just take? We had to go through the first 15 minutes of the paid lesson that you just paid for to get you warmed up. If you're paying like $100 for a lesson with me, which is what I charge and I'm upping my rates, that's a lot of time that you could have gained yourself if you showed up 15 minutes before and did that warm up yourself. Now, the athletes that come in and train with me, I'm giving you guys the step-by-step stuff you need to do. I'm telling you, hey, you need to show up 10 to 15 minutes before, and this is what you need to do ahead of time. Right here. Boom. Game plan. Do it every day. Don't skip out. Don't show up at 2:58. Don't show up at 3 o'clock. Don't show up at 3:05. If you're on time, you're early. No. If you're early, you're on time. That's what it was. If you're on time, you're late. I mean, if practice at 3 o'clock and you're not there by like 2:30, that's being on time, that's being early. But if you're showing up right at 3 o'clock, you're late because you already are behind the curve and you got to get caught up. Our high school coach had it broken down by, I'm talking at like let's say, I'm just giving an example. 3 o'clock practice started, 3:07 was finish the run. By 3:20, we were done with the dynamic warm-up. By 3:35, we were done throwing. And then at 3:47, we were doing T work, like broken down by literal minutes. I mean, I remember looking at that shit, I was like, damn, that's on point, coach. Like and he's got his clock, he's ready, he's looking at that. So that is the kind of attention to detail that needs to go into your life and into your training, okay? So, hitters, dynamic warm up, get the heart rate up. Dry swings, in, out, up, down, middle in, outside, okay? Working on that. Then the same thing with the T work. That's pretty much it. Like, we can get a lot more in depth, but the point of this message, this conversation, is that you need to get in tune with your body. You need to take control, take ownership of your training, whether you've got lessons, whether you've got just to come in and hit in the cages with some friends, you got a lesson with your dad, you got a team practice. It doesn't matter what it is. Take ownership of it. Start Googling, be resourceful, okay? Be resourceful. Most of you kids already have iPhones, smartphones, all this stuff, okay? The answers are out there. I'm happy to answer those questions, but don't send me stupid ass questions, please, okay? If you couldn't, this is what I'd rather see. Hey coach, I tried Googling it, I didn't really find anything. Can you answer this question for me? And then boom, that's like, okay, this dude is on top of it. He's actually looking, he's researching, he's trying shit, okay? Now for pitchers, we didn't really talk about pitchers and their kind of warm-up routine, but it's the same thing. We're gonna get a little run in, get the heart rate up, blood pumping, then we're gonna go into the dynamic warm-up. Then we're gonna go into arm circle series. We're gonna go through a little stretching routine if they need it. Okay, everybody's different. Not everybody really needs to stretch before, because some guys are hypermobile. They got too much flexibility. J-bands, we're gonna go through the J-band circles, J-band series to really get all the shoulder muscles fired up, get the core fired up. Okay, because that's the thing with this. When you're hitting, when you're pitching, when you're throwing, you gotta use your core. You gotta use the trunk. You gotta use the hips to do this. If you're just relying on your extremities, which is your arms and your legs, you got all this, that all the power is coming from. So you gotta get that activated and moving. You're not getting your core activated, you're not getting your body fired up by just coming in and start swinging at game speed right out of the gate, okay? Could easily go on and on about this. So that's all I really got for y'all today. Okay, I guess pitchers, after the J-band series, right, we'll go through, some of y'all, if you're high school and up, we'll go through like the plyo care balls, like some of the weighted baseball stuff, but for just some specific warm-up activation type exercises, helping you find your arm slot, building a little bit of strength up, not doing a full weighted ball throwing program. Most of y'all kids aren't even completely ready for that. Advanced college and professionals, okay, we can talk about it. Otherwise, And then you're gonna go through your throwing routine, right? You're gonna work, I like to work wrist flips for some of these guys to really just keep the arm loose, keep that whip action going, and just working through some specific drills that you're working on in your mechanics right now. Okay, just trying to find your arm slot, getting loose. Maybe you got a long toss day planned, right? Maybe you got a bullpen, something like that. Maybe it's game day, whatever it is. You gotta be ready, you gotta take control, you gotta take ownership, you gotta pull your weight, okay? Don't be a mindless fucking drone and sit back and wait for coach to tell you what to do. Don't wait for dad to tell you what to do. Take control yourself. Take ownership of your shit. Coaches are gonna see that. Your parents are gonna see that. The next level, the scouts are gonna see that. They show up early to see who's doing what. Okay, scouts don't just show up at first pitch. All right, they're gonna show up and see how this guy's playing catch, how this guy's taking BP, how he's taking fly balls. At practice, they're checking in on practice because that shit matters. This matters equally as much. Take ownership, take control of your shit. All right, that's all I got for y'all today. And finishing up, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Okay, God bless y'all. We love you. You do so much for your sons. I know y'all care a lot out there. So thanks for supporting us. I had a great baseball dad growing up, so I love all my baseball dads. Moms, if you're checking in, hey, you had your day recently, so I gave y'all your shout out then. I love you guys too. Again, both of y'all do so much for the kids, for the rest of the kids on the team. I know the baseball moms, the baseball dads do so much. So all the parents, much love to everybody. Okay. I'm gonna do a once a week on these, get these lives going up more, get the IG. I should be able to add this to the IGTV from there, and start uploading more of those videos to there. So be sure to check those out once a week on the Instagram live. And if y'all haven't seen, okay, the podcast has been up. It's been over a month now. We are almost 2 months in on the podcast. Super excited about that. If you haven't heard about it, the Money-Minded Athlete podcast, where I'm interviewing rich and successful athletes to educate these high school, college, young professional athletes. It's not just baseball, it's not just softball, golf, football, basketball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sports you play. Y'all need to get your money right. Nobody else is really talking about this. So I'm going to come in and interview. They don't have to be these billionaire athletes, right? They need to have specific tactical information they can give you guys on personal finance, investing, saving, marketing, sales, business development, all this different kind of stuff. Finding your passion, figuring out what you want to do in college and after college, because the topic of college is tricky for athletes, because if you want to go to that next level, 90% of the time, I'm just throwing out a number, most of the time that means going to college, right? You can't really get to the pros without going through the college ranks anymore. So getting this knowledge in, getting this real world tactical information from athletes who have been there and been up through it and running successful businesses, have successful skill sets that they're implementing that are making them money, passive, active, whatever it is, we're going to dive into these topics. So if y'all haven't checked it out, the Money-Minded Athlete, it's on Apple, it's on Google, it's on Spotify, it's on all the major platforms, whichever one you listen to on the podcast, check it out. 3 episodes a week. Monday, Millionaire Mindset Mondays, okay? That is going to be a 5 to 10 minute episode of me just giving you some mindset shifts around money, around business, etc. Getting your mind right around money, because it's just like in sports. If your mindset is messed up around your game, whatever it is, you are going to the bottom real quick. You're not going to be rich. You're not going to be successful. You're not going to have a lot of money if you don't have a good mindset around money. If you think that you don't deserve it, you're not going to get the money. Okay? Little things like that. Wednesday, the second episode of the week, is our interview. That's our long one. That's about our hour and 15 sometimes. It might get up to like an hour and a half, because some of these guys got some fire to bring you. Okay? We've had some great guests in already. And I'm already booked out for the next 3 months, really. I mean, more than that. If from the people I've already talked to, we haven't got them in the books yet. But at least the next 3 months is booked out on guests. Amazing guests coming on. I'm so excited for everybody that's coming on. Check it out. Okay, that's going to be our longer one. We really dive deep into a specific topic, whether that's a marketing, whether that's savings. I mean, all these different kinds of topics that they've used to generate money, income, whatever it is, right? That's what we're going to be talking about. Thursday, third episode of the week, is our Cliff Notes, our Reader's Digest episode of the week. That's going to be a 10 to 20 minute summary of a book that I'm reading right now that is relevant, that most of y'all need to check out, okay? Because if you're not physically reading books, you might as well not be able to read it all, okay? I forgot that I was reading this study. I can't remember the exact study, but I'm pretty sure it was at least 90% of people after high school or after college don't pick up another book and read it for the rest of their lives. That is depressing. I'm not saying you got to read a book a day or a book a week or all this stuff. Take time to read 5 to 10 pages a day. You add that up to a month, That's 200 to 300 pages of a month right there. That's 1 to 2 books. If you read 10 to 20 books a year, oh my God. Woo, the knowledge is out there in these books, okay? So, Reader's Digest, Cliff Notes of a book I'm reading, recommending, and that's going to be that. There's also going to be a 4th episode, but that one's really going to be like a once a month kind of thing, where I'm just dropping a tactical tip of the month kind of thing. Like the next one I got planned up is going to be 5 job opportunities, income opportunities that you can do where you don't have to be physically employed by somebody else to go work part-time hours or a full-time job, this and that. You know, freelancing gigs to selling stuff at, you know, flipping from garage sales. I mean, all these different kinds of ideas, whether it's a savings tip, something I'm picking up from somebody else out there. You know, there's so many different things. It's probably going to be once a month on that. Definitely not more, but it's just a little bonus, a little extra thing I'm throwing in there to help get you some different ideas, some different strategies, tactical stuff. All this, the point of this podcast is to get you information that you can take action on and move forward with it. Most of these kids nowadays, it's like these minimum wage jobs. I gotta work a minimum wage job and do, like, I gotta work at McDonald's, like whatever it is. So, I'm getting off topic. The point is, check out the podcast, The Money-Minded Athlete, 3 episodes a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, bonus episode once a month. All right. Love y'all. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Thanks for checking in. I can't see. I'm doing a solo dolo action over here. It's just me. If anybody's commented, checked in on today's live, I appreciate you. I'll comment in and check in with y'all after the episode, after I close this off right about now. But I couldn't get to y'all, so I'll get somebody else to help out with me, and I can be like, hey, Joe, appreciate you for checking in today. Answer any questions that y'all had. I'd love to do like a live thing, but a live chat, like a live Q&A. We might do that one day, you know, schedule a timeout and do, hey, today we're going to do this live episode on a Q&A, like specific topics, whatever it is. So, athletes, take ownership of your shit. Pull your own weight. Learn how to warm up. Learn how to do your own nutrition program. Well, not a program, but learn how to cook. Learn how to go get your own meals. Learn how to make your own money. All this stuff. Learn and pull your own weight. That's what it's about. Ownership, baby. God bless.